Hello and welcome to part 2 of my review of Final Fantasy X. This time we're actually going to move on to the main plot line and meet a few more characters who are going to be future party members. Now in case you missed part 1 and you're just too damn lazy to go back and watch it, here's a recap.
Titus is a crybaby. Auron is a badass. Sin is a world-destroying monster. The creepy kid is completely useless. Sin destroys the town. Auron and Titus get sucked into Sin. You got it? No? Too bad. We're continuing anyway.
Titus wakes up in the sunken ruins of Zanarkand, his hometown. He doesn't cry about it, which I found disappointing and very out of character, but he does manage to almost immediately stumble into a completely pointless battle, and I do mean pointless. Watch, I just pass on my turn this whole fight. You get no experience, no items, you can't win or lose, and this fight has no relevance to the plot. It is just here to waste your time. After the escape, Titus has a flashback where Auron comes to his house for the sole purpose of mocking him and how much he cries. Titus tries to play it off like he didn't cry at all, but he forgets that the creepy kid knows all, especially in regards to how much he cries. Titus wakes up after the flashback only to get attacked by yet another monster. But luckily for him, these people called the Al Bhed come to save the day, and the monster just wastes the 30 seconds it takes for them to do so. But as it turns out, the Al Bhed only saved Titus for the privilege of killing him themselves. Is there anything in this world that doesn't want Titus dead? I can't blame him really, I guess, but come on. But luckily for him, their leader, the game's Lolita character, wants to keep him alive, and decides to just knock him out instead. Yes, this is our mighty hero, the guy who gets one hit KO'd in the gut by a 15-year-old girl. The Al Bhed take Titus back to their ship, where this one guy grunts while pantomiming what he wants Titus to do. Is that grunting supposed to help somehow? I don't know, but this guy is like those people who go to foreign countries and think if they speak louder and slower the natives will understand them. What a jagoff. I already don't like this guy. But as it turns out, he just wants Titus to do some salvage work for them, so they hand him a machine to breathe underwater. Wait, what?
Now I know I'm jumping ahead just a little bit here, but there's something I have to address. Everything that the Al Bhed have is all salvaged equipment from cities back in the time period when Titus lived. This is mainly because the religion of the world forbids the use of machinery because apparently if you get enough of it together, sin comes and kills everybody. It's a fair enough rule. But just think about it. They just gave Titus an underwater breathing machine that just goes around your neck. That means they existed in his time period too. But all the Blitzballers in his time period held their breath while playing the game. That's right. All the Blitzballers had access to a machine that just went around your neck and let you breathe underwater, but they all said, nah, screw that. Where's the fun of the game if you're not going to drown in the middle of it? How does this even begin to make a damn bit of sense? I hate this game.
Back to the story. Riku says, almost forgot, which every time she says that in this game should make you cringe because it means you're in for a forced tutorial. This time it's about the minigame in disguise, the sphere grid. The tutorial for this thing actually takes about 2 minutes if you don't read everything. This wouldn't be so bad if you could just skip it, but you can't. You have to watch this. It's not even that complicated of a system. The game just assumes that you're functionally retarded and that needs to explain everything. After this tutorial, Riku and Titus dive down into the ocean to start the salvage mission. The Al Bhed, I'm sure, immediately regret taking Titus along with them as he displays a mastery of all things technological by beating randomly on the panels until something happens. But despite his ape-like handling of the controls, he does manage to do something, and the Al Bhed pull him up and decide to feed him. Jeez, this guy eats like a pig.
I don't know. Pigs tend to chew. I'd say he eats more like a duck.
Well, like some kind of farm animal anyway. After Titus is done choking down his food, he and Riku have a discussion about where it is that he came from. Here Titus learns that he is actually 1,000 years in the future now, and all the big cities like his are destroyed. Yeah, this is one of the great examples of the horrible storytelling in this game. Titus is told his whole world is gone forever. Everything and everyone he loved is dead. He is 1,000 years away from his time period and he can never go back. And he handles this news like a guy who was just told his favorite restaurant closed. Yeah, who paid these actors? Who thought this was good stuff? I don't know. But we're also introduced to a great Deus Ex Machina to explain Titus' ignorance about this world. Sin skin produces a toxin that messes with people's minds and makes them forget things or remember fake memories. Squaresoft decided to invent this excuse because I guess amnesia couldn't explain memory loss. Titus barely gets used to where he's at when Sin attacks yet again. And Titus is unconscious again! Seriously, toxin or no toxin, this can't be healthy, especially considering he just came out of a 1,000-year coma.
Hello and welcome to Spira's fastest growing game show, Name the Appropriate Response. The way we play this game is simple. I provide you with a hypothetical situation and a list of possible responses. All you have to do is name the appropriate response.
You and your friends are practicing Blitzball on the beach. How you practice for an underwater game while remaining on dry land is a mystery, but I digress. One of you spots a person floating face down in the water. Do you A. seek immediate medical attention for the person, or B. hurl the Blitzball at the person's head and, if they're alive, ask them to join your Blitzball team? I'll give you a second to decide. And of course the correct answer is B. Hurl the Blitzball at the person's head and, if they're alive, ask them to join your Blitzball team.
Yes, that is correct. If you ever find a potential drowned victim, you want to make sure that they are dead by bashing them in the head. Remember, kids, it's okay to loot them as long as they're dead.
You may have thought I was joking in that little segment, but it turns out I'm not. That is the appropriate response for this world. Titus is found floating face down in the ocean, and these guys immediately strike him in the head with a Blitzball. Of course, Titus has an equally inappropriate response of cheering for this situation and pulling off a Blitzball maneuver in celebration. Yeah. Anyways, Titus goes ashore, and these guys all have a good round of introducing themselves. They behave like this is just an everyday, normal occurrence, and that even if it was, they shouldn't be going out and seeking medical attention for people who just wash ashore from the ocean. Nobody in this game behaves in a rational or realistic fashion, and I refuse to suspend disbelief for such shoddy storytelling. And also, I want to mention right now, I apparently had the wrong idea about what these concussions were doing to Titus. It turns out he's just naturally that stupid. The real effect the concussions have been having is to give him magical telekinetic powers. Watch as he makes a Blitzball magically float above his head. No, I'm just joking. It turns out the guys who coded this game were too lazy to do proper model interactions.
Anyways, we learn that the leader of this pack of idiots is named Waka. Waka? You telling me the guy is named after the sound that Pac-Man makes? Jeez, at this point the developers are making fun of these characters for me. Anyways, the first thing you learn about Waka is that his hairstylist is apparently Woody Woodpecker. The second thing you learn about Waka is that he is apparently a grade A jackass.
This really is quite the view, Waka, but shouldn't we be getting to the village? I'm getting kind of hungry here, man, and I'm sick of... Asshole! You may think I'm overreacting about this, but I'm not, because get this, the pool he shoved you into is filled with giant piranha. Yeah, that's right. The path from their training area back to their village is completely infested with flesh-eating fish. I guess the best way to train for Blitzball is to fight against lots of fish who take huge chunks of flesh out of you. Maybe that's the reason why these guys have lost for years on end. Oh yeah, and just for more reason for me to call this guy an asshole, after you get through this pool and are almost out, he decides to try and drown you until you agree to be on his Blitzball team. Anyways, after Piranha Lake, you and Waka end up getting back to his hometown, Besaid Village. And Waka, being the religiously insane person that he is, decides that the first and most important thing to teach somebody with amnesia is how to pray. Yeah. Anyways, what you figure out is that their prayer is actually a Blitzball sign for victory from 1,000 years ago back when Titus lived. What? Are you kidding me? That's where their prayer comes from? Yeah, I guess 1,000 years from now we're all going to be worshipping Tiger Woods and making praises to him by acting like we're swinging the golf club. What? Whole family dead, you say? Tragic, tragic.
Well, I guess they won't be needing this stuff then. What? It's not like they need it. They're dead.